You know, they say that place is haunted. Like the Phantom of the Opera, only for real.
We should fit right in then, don't you think?
This is dark, sticky, vampire fun! Hit it!
Yes, master.
No, I can't do this tonight. What do you mean? You gotta do this tonight. I think something bad happened to Reagan. Just because you had a nightmare about her losing her head, that's no reason for you to lose yours. Got one more show. Do one more show and then you can take a knife on Brent. You got one more show.
I just think I need a break.
No.
You ready for some dark, sticky fun?
And we are live.
Greetings, everybody, from down here in the Batcave in Fitzgerald's realm. I'm your host, Ron Fitzgerald. For those of you not familiar with me, I'm an actor and a Gothic illusionist and the master of the dark realm, which basically means I make dark, sticky fun for you guys, along with my cohorts here and Ed, the Deadhead. Ah, yeah. Put on your 3D glasses. Ed's ready for you. How you doing tonight? Let me know in the chat where you're coming from, where you're watching from, and welcome again. I saw a bunch of you guys coming in during the countdown. Thank you for joining us here on another perfect Saturday night down here. Again, it's gloomy as hell out, at least here in the Chicago area, where we're pumping this out from. Far beneath it, in the catacombs, well underneath, in the Batcave here in Chicago. And tonight we're celebrating Nosferatu, and it just turned 100 years. And, well, you know, we're going to celebrate that with a couple of special guests and Ed the Deadhead. How are you guys doing out there tonight?
Alex Painter says good evening.
Alex, hello.
Raven 1313. Good evening.
Good evening.
And Joe Black says F yeah.
Joe, hell yeah, Joe. Thanks for joining again, man. It's always good to see you guys out there. Thank you. Such fun. What else is going on? Have you guys out there, you've all seen Nosferatu, I'm assuming, right? Are you familiar with the Nosferatu? Kind of, sort of, yes. We're going to get a few more peeps in here. Anyway, the movie just turned 100. It came out, you know, this time, I think it was March 5th, 1922. You know, a long time ago, back before the war on terror, children. And actually before a couple of wars we had since then, long time ago. And F.W. Murnau is the director, a German expressionist black and white film. It's actually based, it kind of rips off Dracula in most of its characters, but the main character, instead of being, you know, Dracula, Count Dracula, it's Count Orlok. And that's who you see with that great look, portrayed by Max Schreck, who, I don't know, I have some German lineage in my family, so I may be distantly related to him somehow, because you'll see the photos we're going to show you from our photo shoot with Jim Sorfleet, famous dark art photographer, amazing stuff. Always, I've done a lot of work with him, but we did a photo series with Nosferatu, and Deanna Roberts, Witchy Poo, the makeup lady, she was our makeup artist for this. And we also have Alexandra Roach, one of our models that was in the photo shoot, or one of the parts of the photo shoot as well. No, Ed the Deadhead was not there. No, you were not. So we've got lots of fun stuff for you. And right about now, what we're going to do to kick things off and get you guys all, kind of lubed up and ready for the show with some more dark, sticky fun, we're going to roll the trailer from the original Nosferatu. This is actually the digitally remastered trailer, so it looks all swanky for you, because we're not going to cheap out on you here, are we, Ed? No. So this is the Nosferatu trailer from 1922. Are they weird? I don't know. They get funky. I hear people say all the time that everybody's comments are laggy.
Yeah.
You know, that happens on the TikTok lives all the time, too. The what?
That was like in Spanish.
Oh.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Five seconds.
And we're back. That was the trailer to Nosferatu. Is it rolling again?
Yeah.
Here we are.
I got it.
There we go. A little technical fun with Morgoth over there. So I wanted to say hi to everybody, Morgoth.
Hello.
There he is. That's hello. That's good. And Mrs. Morgoth is here. Yell at us.
Hello.
There she is. Did you hear her? She's back there. She's back there. So,
Melly is here. She said hello.
Miss Melly Monster, how are you? She's not feeling good tonight, so send her good mojo. Miss Melly Monster. Who else we got out there watching? Any other questions? Any other comments before we go a little further?
No, it seems like today it's kind of laggy.
Yeah, it is laggy. It's the comments are weird, and if you're having we're simulcasting on the Evil Book of Face and on YouTube. It looks better on YouTube, and seems to not be as, I don't know if they all come to the comments come from both places and are integrated in the studio. So I don't know if being on one place or the other is any better, but if you're having any trouble on the Evil Book of Face, head over to YouTube and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we're always doing at least one of these live streams a month. And then I've got other content going up all the time.
Cat McGill says hi.
Oh, Cat. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. You know this cadre of characters we're talking to tonight now, don't you? Because Cat's been in a lot of photos. I've done a photo shoot with her and her lovely sisters with Jim. And just, she has done a lot of work with Jim herself. We might have to drag her into this conversation later. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that, Cat. But thank you for being here with us tonight. Always thrilled to have you out here.
Francesca Weatherman.
Ah, Francie Weatherman.
We talked about that film when I was in college film.
Mm-hmm.
As an art class.
It studied how much fun you can have with your own streaming studio at home. Yes.
I'm going to go take a nap now. I'll let you guys know what happens.
I'm going to have to meditate for half an hour. Yeah. All right. So we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Everything going? We're cranking?
We're cranking.
All right. Are you ready to man the equipment? And
okay.
It's all very steampunk.
So do you want to bring in Jim first?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, SnS-Photo, Jim Sorfleet, celebrated dark art photographer, who I've worked with for many, many, many years. and shot all kinds of things. And one of the projects that Jim and I did together was a series of Nosferatu photos, which is me and Nosferatu makeup, and we had some models with us. One of the models has joined us, Alexandra Roach. We'll bring her on in a little bit, and so anyway, Jim has done a lot of cool work, and so to help celebrate 100 years of Nosferatu, I wanted to bring him on, and we're going to show you some of the photos, and we're going to talk about the process of this really cool stylized shoot. So here, Jim Sorfleet, everybody.
Hi.
Jim.
Hi, Ron. How are you?
Hey, well, I'm better now. We're Morgoth and I are beating the equipment, trying to make sure the connections are back together and the power is flowing, and we are good. Everybody send good mojo. Put up your devil, devil horns, move them back and forth. Put power back into the camera. Yes.
Yes.
So I'm good. How are you, Jim?
I'm well. Thank you.
Excellent. Yes,
Things are going
it
good.
is good. Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, joining me.
How could I say no?
I would hoping you're not. Otherwise, I'd have to come and persuade you in person, and you know how that gets.
Oh, I know. It gets what is it? Hot and sticky? Dark and sticky. There you go.
Yes, dark and sticky. Is there any way you can turn that up a little bit? I'm having a hard time hearing him.
The audio?
Yes. If you can't, you can't. All right. But anyway, Jim, let's tell everybody how we got started on this project.
Well, we had thought it would be something that was very interesting. You had to look for it for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and we knocked it around a little bit and discussed makeup artists, and Deanna's name came up, Deanna Roberts, and
yeah, thank you.
I was also at the time working with a group of models that were available for this type of shoot too. They were looking to do that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So
yeah,
it worked out well.
Yeah, because a lot of your work it's on the kind of dark culture and horror based, and lots of vampires and things like this and other vampires and lots of dark art kind of stuff that got into all kinds of aspects of dark culture and burlesque even and a little bit of the BDSM kind of thing. And
there was the murder pinups. There was the pinups with the dark slant to it that I did.
Yes.
A few times we did stuff
and
like that. And
dark and delicious photography is what I like to call it, because all of it really nice.
I did tend to lean to the dark side. That's what gave me the most enjoyment out of it, I think.
Yes. Well, yeah, because you were already kind of there, and I saw what you were doing, and I'm like, I've got to work with this guy. So
I did, before I started doing the dark stuff, I did weddings and that kind of stuff too,
Mm-hmm.
And to be absolutely honest, I hated it. It was the worst. So when I started doing the dark stuff, it was a lot more fun.
Way, it's so interesting, and you have a good flair for it. You understand that dark culture, and it really comes out, in the work. And you've also, and that expanded into other things, and including you've been the official photographer for events like Flashback Weekend.
Flashback Weekend, yes. I was the official photographer for Flashback Weekend up until last year when I made a decision I wasn't going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But mostly because my knees, I'm getting old. I'm not getting any younger, Ron.
We're just going to pump you full of stem cells, get you some bionic knees, and you're just going to keep going and bust a couple of centuries like Nosferatu.
There you go.
That's my plan.
Okay. Well, you should talk that over with Bertha. So.
We've got a plan. We're good. We're good. Yes, we have a plan. So yeah, and then it kind of came around because I had the right look for it, and then you and I started talking about that. I think you had approached me about it and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing a Nosferatu shoot," and then we started to kind of develop everything.
Right.
And I was all about it. And then we got a really good makeup artist, Deanna Roberts, and she came in and did the makeup on they were broken up. We did a couple of different series within the project. There was a couple of different times that we shot, and 2 different models, and some single shots with just Nosferatu, just me, or as I like to call him, Nosferatu. Ha! There you go. And then it just kind of went from there. And it's like I remember we were even talking about doing yet a third
Still one
part
more,
of that,
yeah.
which we had not gotten around to, at least not yet.
We still may.
I'm hoping we damn well do. You know, people. This is the interesting thing, is that people, when they see these photos, they would comment to me, and I don't know if you got the same thing, but they would comment to me that they thought they were movie stills. They look so good. They look like movie stills. They thought I was working on a Nosferatu project, which I would love to, but that's just how good these are. You know.
I even had a gentleman come up to me at Flashback Weekend one time and tell me that I was trying to pass off movie stills as originals.
I know. And we're going to show that exact photo that he was talking about, because it's one of the poses right from the movie. And then you, of course, pointed out that that Max Schreck did not have an earring, because I left my earring in for the shoot.
No, and I left it in the photos.
Mm-hmm. And made my ears nice and pointy. So let's show some of these photos.
Oh, sure.
Right now, and feel free to jump in and comment on them. Tell me your recollection or what you were thinking when we were on those particular photos.
Yeah, with Tiffany Danger. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
that was fun. That was actually one of my favorite. There was 3 shots from this 4 actually. Okay, I'm gonna lie. There's a lot, but
there are a bunch of. I know. I have some favorites
mind.
too, but they're all so good. Yeah.
And this was one of them. I really loved this shot. It was just. It was so. To me, it just screamed classic black and white.
Yes.
Horror.
Yeah. And that was what was interesting about the shoot too, because we really did go to emulate that look and feel of the German expressionist with, as we're going to get in, we see with some of the shadows that are in play in the photos, and going into black and white. But I also like the ones that you then went in and they were color. There's a few shots that are color in here too.
There's 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah, a few that you did in a very stylized way, and I really like that there was a splash of color in some of them as well.
Right.
But I remember that guy at Flashback arguing with you, the photographer, over the over whether that was a production still from the movie or an original, and yeah,
he was pretty insistent, that guy.
Well, and our booths were adjoining. I was right next to you, so the guy, people like to argue over ridiculous things sometimes,
Oh yeah, that's okay though.
But I've always been amused when you told me that, because that's how close it is,
I thought so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I think, I think that's that's a badge of honor as far as I'm concerned.
This was the one, I think. No, this was not it.
Was it that one?
It's the one, Tiffany's laying down and I'm kind of coming up over her. Yeah.
I'm showing now it's just you.
This is another one of my favorites. The lighting on this, I just loved it.
Yeah.
And your pointy ears, of course.
Well, and that was interesting. The nails were practical, and then Deanna's great makeup to contour me and everything. And then you, of course, I wasn't wearing the ear points. I was wearing the fangs, that particular set of kind of both in the middle fangs that was a prosthetic you had for me. And then what you did, the ear points were done and posted digitally.
Yes, I did. Yeah, but you shouldn't tell people that, Ron. You should just tell them that's the way your ears were at the time, and you had them cropped.
Well, they're going to see me at a convention or something. They go, "Hey, why don't we get pointy ears with this show? We pay for pointy ears." So, but I'd love to. I'd like to get some of those Wuchi ear points and do a practical shoot like that. I think that would be fun. Yeah.
This is another one. That was that was it when we were playing around with the shadows on these, trying to get it to cast the right way. I remember. Yeah,
there were several of them, and I like that because that was something, you know, that reflects back on that German expressionist and that very, very famous photo or scene, short scene in the movie where he's going up the stairs and all you see is his shadow.
The shadow, right?
Yeah.
Right. And this is one of those ones that had color in it. This one that's on the screen right now.
Yeah. Yeah, just me with the straight on.
No, just looking face, but your hand is up towards your chest.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
One with you with Tiffany, and it's
another with Tiff.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that because we really played with kind of the, you know, because those were in studio and we got to play with some cool, you know, just kind of attitudes in those where we're, you know, interacting with each other. There's one that I don't know if you showed that one or not yet, where I'm kind of cradling her head.
That's the one that's
on now. Yeah, that one's really fun too. And then there's some of the other ones where there's just some fun attitudes between Nosferatu and then the model Tiffany and those.
Right. This is the one that the gentleman said was a still from the movie.
Yes.
He's creeping up the stairs.
Yeah, and that is one. Actually, you'll see it later. There's the one where I'm in the photo gallery.
Yeah.
Morgoth, he'll bring that up. Jim had done a showing in a gallery and venue called the 1901, which sadly is no longer around. But he had a whole, you know, showing in the gallery, and you can see that shot, which is the one that the guy commented on. The actual, you know, print of it is there behind, and you can see what we call the money shot, which is another one you'll see in a little bit, you know, which is hanging there below it. And so I was there, and Jim took that actual photo of me in front of the wall of Nosferatu. And that one, actually, Jim gifted me that framed, you know, matted print, and it is in the my Gothic manor upstairs from the Batcave right now.
Yay!
Yeah, it is in a place of honor.
And here's the money shot I see.
Yes, and talk about that a little bit and tell us why you call it the money shot, and you know, because that one has some color and great negative space in it. So talk about that one a little bit.
You know, as a photographer, and I'm doing photo shoots, and I've done a few. There comes a point where when you take the picture, you're done. It's like, I can't get it any better than this. This is it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm finished. And this was that shot. We didn't stop there, of course, but when this shot was done, when this shot was taken, as far as I was concerned, that was the best we were going to get, because it just, everything came together really, really well.
Yeah.
The wonderful makeup, your fantastic posing, the lighting on it,
love working with you. I mean, Jim and I had worked together so much. We had kind of a shorthand, so we just, you know, we worked together really well. You know, once we got up and running, it really worked great, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it was always fantastic if we could stop laughing.
Yeah, yes.
Well, that's probably my fault a lot of times.
We got to have a little fun while we're working too, but we can still get shit done. So
right. Plus, I always enjoyed, one of the things I really enjoyed about working with you was making you laugh.
Thank you. I always appreciate that. I love it. Well, he's not telling you the evil side of this. He's got me up there in a pose, and then he's trying to get me to bust up while he's trying to shoot photos. That's the evil part he's not telling you.
Well, no, I don't. I don't tell people about that.
It was
but
like
I guess
a favorite
I
thing to do is see if he can get me to break, and you know.
Yeah, that was always fun.
Oh, have we run through? Hang on a second. We ran through all of them with Tiffany and everything. Yeah, we'll start with that, and then we'll bring on our other guest, who's in the rest of these shots. But let's start with what I like to call, Grandpa Nosferatu.
That was great.
Yeah. Well, tell them a little bit about that.
Well, that was part of almost the end of actually our second Nosferatu shoot
Mm-hmm.
with Alexandra Roach, and it was cold as hell
Yeah.
that day. It was, and we're out in the cemetery along a river.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to break the wind. It's a typical late fall, early spring day in Chicagoland, and it's cold and windy, and we're outside. It's damp, and we're outside sitting. You guys are sitting around on stone, laying on stone.
Oh yeah.
And it was so cold, and when Alexandra had this blanket in her car,
Mm-hmm.
and you were shivering, so we put it over you because it was that cold. You're walking around in a shirt, and then
Yeah, Skinny White Boy was cold that day. Yeah.
to me, this just defined the whole shoot.
Yeah.
Because it's silly, it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
and even though we were physically miserable that day, we had a good time.
The work was great. Yeah, it was fun to do, and I like being on, because we've done so many, especially in the first round, in studio, and then to take it out onto a location was really fun.
Right.
But it was cold as hell that day. So actually, because when I contacted her to be on, that is the exact photo that Alexandra sent me as well, because she remembers that one. And it is fun because it's different from the rest of the series because it's behind the scenes too,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's bring Alexandra Roach on right now. Everybody, Alexandra Roach, one of our awesome models. And Alexandra, how are you?
All right.
All right.
I just think it's funny that Jim was saying how he cracks you up. We're doing these dark photo shoots, and then he cracks you up. That's exactly what it always was, and I love and appreciate that so much.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, people have this conception about dark art and goth culture and horror culture that it's all serious and dark and dire, and it's not. I mean, we have a sense of humor, and we're always making fun of this dark, weird stuff that we love so much.
Yeah, I don't know if I sent this one to you guys, but I found it when I was looking up stuff. Because, when we were talking about how Jim will crack you up while we're doing something dark. And I don't know, it's on my phone, but I was I'm laughing so hard, and I don't remember what it was, but I know I was cracking up.
I don't remember all the specifics either. I know we were laughing a lot because it helped us deal with the cold. And then it's like you have that off the shoulders thing and everything, and you're laying on cold cement. It's crazy.
And then, I remember you were shivering, so, you needed that blanket. I had a cape on.
Yeah, you got a little bit. I mean, I had the whole jacket on, and it's a velvet jacket, which is usually, on stage, on set or something, underneath some lights, is pretty warm. In fact, it's hot sometimes, but it wasn't helping me that day. No.
I think it was very
funny. When I was telling Jim I would load a bunch of photos in, he made sure that one of the first things he asked me about, he's like, make sure that Grandpa Nosferatu's in there. And then that was when I contacted you, you sent me that thing too. And I'm like, well, that's definitely in the show.
You just said that. Yeah. I was as soon as I knew about this, I'm like, you're going to show pictures, right?
Oh yeah.
You have to show this one. And what were you calling it?
I call it, don't you think he's kind of like Grandpa Nosferatu? Just the way I'm huddled over and have the thing wrapped around me. And
okay, for 10 years, I've called it Nursing Home Nosferatu.
Oh, I like that even better. That's good. Yeah.
Alliteration.
That is lovely. It would be now Assisted Living Nosferatu, just to be PC about it.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
Any way you want to cut it, that's all good. That's all good. But thank you, because it's a good thing. I'm glad you had that in your car that day.
It wasn't my car.
Well, whoever.
Oh, you know what? That could have been Paulina.
Paulina, yeah, it was Paulina.
Oh, yeah.
She had to use her knee to get me into
That's
that.
right. It was Paulina.
Paulina, I think her last name, she got married. Palacios. But I think she got married and it's different now.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
But yeah, no, it was,
For a long time.
she assisted. She put her knee into my back to get that corset.
I remember that. She was properly lacing you up.
That was in her car.
I've got photos at the cemetery of her helping you out.
Oh,
doing some adjustments and stuff.
I'm curious.
Nice.
But that was a blanket in her car. I wanted to correct you, but I wasn't on yet.
That's so
she was good though.
Yeah, she was a big help, and I was going to get to her help as we talked about the shoot a little more, but I'm glad we talked about it now.
Well, you guys want to roll on? Let's show some more of the photos now. Yeah, you guys feel free to comment as we bring these up and jump right
I like this one a lot. Like that makes me feel pretty and fancy.
I love it. I love the way we did this, the graininess of it.
Yeah.
You know, just the raw feel of it, and Alexandra looks gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah, you look awesome in all of these. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Go ahead.
I really like this. Like I'd always been very like self-conscious, and you know the reason I think I was in this photo shoot originally, Jim, I was like doing some like zombie makeup and stuff for you. And, you know, you had said some like stuff like, we got to get you in the camera, you know, in front of the camera sometime. And I was like, oh yeah, not thinking for real. But then you were like, no, you're perfect for this. I think you said something like I had a very like, you know, like innocent face or something for the shoot. And I was like, well, okay, I'll try it. And like, I felt really beautiful. I was, you know, like very self-conscious about who I was and, you know, and how I looked. And it was like really nice to like feel like that cool and like beautiful in front of the camera. And like, both of you guys were a part of that. So I appreciate it.
Well, we love it. You look great. You have a nice upscale kind of vibe in your, you know, your look and everything here. So yeah, you should feel great about these.
Hey, I'll take it.
I just thought it was classic, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Your look was classic. With your red hair was definitely, and your alabaster skin. It was just amazing.
Alabaster.
I've been waiting to use that word for 2 weeks now. So
I'll take it. I love it.
Well, it is perfect, and it's kind of, and then the way that comes off in Jim's great photo finishing process, it comes off a very kind of old Hollywood too.
That's what we were hoping. I was hoping for.
Oh, I'll take it.
You know, and a lot of them, like some of the other ones, like the one where the blood's dripping down.
That one's my favorite. The one that's up right now.
This one was cool.
Is that the blood?
That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, I'm popping up behind her, and we found that, and that was a fun thing about going and shooting in the cemetery as well, as we just kind of made use of all the different monuments and things that were in there, and we found this place where she could sit, and I could like creep up behind her again.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's amazing.
Oh yes.
That's amazing. Again, this particular cemetery as a backdrop was fantastic because it gave it the Gothic vibe, you know.
Yeah.
It just really it was. And
it had a lot of mausoleums and big monuments in it that were just perfect for, you know, they're gorgeous to shoot.
Right. It's an old cemetery.
Which cemetery was that?
I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I've been there like 5 times.
I thought it was really beautiful. And I know we had to drive to get there, which is something I can't normally do, but I thought that was such a beautiful cemetery. Like, I really like looking at, like, you know, the monuments and like just even with without us in the pictures, like it's
Yeah.
still just beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. The setting was so perfect, and there are so many different things going on where you and I got to go in and kind of like interact within the headstones and the monuments and things.
Yeah, it's like the set was, in the shoot too. Like it wasn't just the backdrop; it was part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, Jim, that's why you chose it, because, it was like the perfect interactive kind of set, but with the right vibe to it.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
When we talked about doing this on a location,
Yeah.
I had found out about that cemetery a few years prior from someone else I worked with, who unfortunately has passed since then. But we shot there, and then when this came up, I thought it was ideal. That especially the mausoleum where we shot that had the statues on either side.
Yes. And the columns were really nice. Yeah.
And those Gothic columns, I thought that it was perfect. This particular mausoleum, yes.
Yeah.
I like that photo that was just up. I had a friend of mine who made a comment on it when it originally was posted, not aired, posted, that said like, you're quite the characters. And like, that I was like, that's such a weird compliment, but I love it.
It's a compliment, though. That's really kind of good,
That is great. I mean, I think so much of horror photography and horror movies and horror acting is all about character acting,
Right. Well, yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Everybody thinks, oh, you do dark stuff, you live like that all the time. We do.
I have people either rebuking me or telling me to pray to Jesus all the time in my photos and stuff online.
I know. We do.
It's lovely.
Ron, bless your heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Yep. Yeah, it's always fun, and then, I'm like, oh, I'll try not to burst into flames.
Yeah. We have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, something.
What's that? Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, everybody. Yeah. Well, and then, quite the opposite too. Then a lot of the people who, are very witchy and the Satanists all want to come in and have their say as well.
Yeah, stop talking to me about anything.
I'm fine. Everybody's got their own opinion, and online it's like, the majority of them don't know you in real life, so it's like I find it fascinating to see what that imagery that we all collectively put out, what that then gets out of people in their own filters and the baggage they bring to whatever that is, and then their final what the comment on it then.
Yeah, I just don't want anyone to bother me about their beliefs as long as I don't bother you about mine.
Well, that is the thing. There's a few people, from a lot of those different categories. I love what they say, and then a lot of them that it's just time to block and delete some idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, you don't get to say. So, but it is fun. I love that. I mean, that's how powerful all of this imagery is. It is very evocative. It gets a reaction out of people, and that's part. I mean, I'm sure that's why we're all here. When we all participated, that's part of the way is to get a reaction out of people. And that sometimes is not an easy thing because we're so inundated with things. But this is one of those shoots that it got everyone's attention.
I agree, especially about we do it to get a reaction. If you don't get a reaction of whether it's a good reaction, bad reaction, they love it, they hate it. If you don't get a reaction.
Well, and even when they explode online and they get largely a very good reaction and lots of attention, that's when the people who are negative come in because they want to ride and try and take some of that attention for themselves. Because most of them had no content up, they're not doing anything creative. Half the time, their names and their faces aren't even on their profiles. because they're too scared to do what we're doing, which is to creatively put things out there and go, hey, we're going to share this with you. It might scare the hell out of you. It might amuse you. You might want to pray for my eternal soul, but you're going to get a reaction. We're going to get a reaction out of you.
Right, but you get a reaction.
Yeah.
I took a photo, and it was. I was reminded of it because when you brought up that photo from the gallery, it's one of the ones that was in there.
Yeah,
and it's the one with Lupe in the freezer.
Yeah.
Wrapped in plastic.
Yes. Oh, that photo.
Well, people didn't like that. I remember you talking about that to me.
My wife, to this day, will not let me hang it in the house.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's the one photo I've taken.
Yeah.
I've taken thousands of photos. That's the one photo I've taken that she said, no, it's not going up in the house.
It's pretty visceral. I mean, the whole idea behind it and the imagery. Yeah. You know?
I think
certainly...
it's art, but also I can totally understand why not in my house.
Yeah, I wanted to put it in the kitchen, so I got to get that.
Oh, that's even worse.
I think that's awesome. And believe me, there's a lot of true crime
I understand
people
why it's not
in dark culture. Yeah.
Well, you can see. I mean, I have a lot of my photos hanging up here now because I was told I had to.
Mm-hmm.
And,
you were told to.
Yeah, my wife decided that I should hang my stuff up in the house. So there's a lot of my photos hanging up in the house now. Ron's hanging up here.
Yay.
People all over the place.
Sure he is.
To change the subject back to what we should be talking about, not what I want to talk about.
No, I want to hear
you
stuff
should
like
be
that.
proud.
I'm sure the audience is intrigued by all of that, because especially a lot of the people that follow what I'm doing and what I've done with both of you guys. It's a little behind the scenes for them that they didn't get just when we're sharing the photos. So that's why the live stream and this kind of show is so good, and we can come together and give them a little more backstory, including you and as scary photos that Bertha won't even let you hang up.
Yeah, the photo of Alexandra, the one that you showed on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make a comment about this. The Nosferatu shoot we did with her.
Mm-hmm.
That was shot in 2 different locations. We did one at the cemetery, and then we went back to the house.
Yeah, there were some in the house.
The one where you were laughing that you really, really liked.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
You just happened to be chained to the ceiling at that time.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
You know how I know? Because as I'm talking to you guys, I've got the whole photo shoot sitting here in front of me.
I mean, that's why I don't normally throw my hands up in laughter.
Most people don't know.
So awesome. Do we have more photos, Morgoth, to go through?
If we're gonna talk about the weird ones,
good. Yeah.
That terrible white bench you had, Jim.
Oh, that bench that was like this close to falling apart if you sat on it the wrong way.
Yeah, we would pose on it.
Yes.
But just barely.
Yes. But you know what? I got that. I don't remember where I got that bench from. A person. And
some guy gave. I remember there were some Facebook comments where "Hey, that was my bench." It was a guy.
Yeah.
It was just
it was a guy who gave me the bench because I thought it was just raggedy enough.
Yeah, no, it served its purpose.
Yes, it did. That bench had been in a lot of photo shoots since from the day I got it.
Yeah, not even just me. If you go to your page, every single album, that bench is in there somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Got to make those props work for you.
It came in handy for a lot of things.
Would you like to show that coffin?
Yeah, I was going to say, there is, speaking of props and other things, here's something else that Jim has done with his photography, which is he's done some decoupage and some other kind of
it's the best picture
artwork and stuff with him. So he's done these little coffins and some other pieces with Nosferatu on there. And Alex, you will be interested in this. The inside.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Yes.
And I just
It's
think
so
these are
cool.
so cool. Now Jim was selling these on Etsy for a while, but he hasn't been making any new ones lately. So you
No, I
guys
haven't.
might have to reach out and persuade him to make some more of these if you want some, because I think they're freaking awesome.
If I know, I will pay for it.
Mhm.
I will pay for
I've
it.
still got some of the boxes. I guess I could start making them again.
There you go.
I made two. You've got
Oh.
one, and the other one I keep my weenie.
Actually, yeah, this one is
Put in your bedside drawer.
Morgoth.
Yeah, actually I do.
So I
It's
love
kind
those.
of dark and sticky here, right?
That's perfect. And Nosferatu is also wound up on merch now too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Cat McGill says definitely make them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she's right. Kat knows. She's been in a lot of these photo shoots too.
Cat wants me to make more.
Mm-hmm. So awesome.
That's cool.
Do we have anything else to show them? We've gotten through all the photos and everything, right? Awesome. Well, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you both so much for all the good times working together and for coming on tonight and helping to celebrate 100 years of Nosferatu by showing them all of our awesome photo work.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Oh, you'll be back, mister. You'll be back.
Can I get
It's so good to see you again. You'll be back.
Nah.
You'll be back. I'll be back. Yes, and Alex, thank you too. I'm so glad because I kind of reached out to you at the last minute. I was so glad you were available to come on.
Hey,
and do this.
This was a chill night for me. I was like, oh, let me get on there. It was nice to see everybody. It was nice to see you, Jim. It was nice to see you, Ron.
Nice to meet you too.
Awesome.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
I hope it's in person sometime.
I need to shout out myself though, real quick.
Yes, please do. Whatever you guys got to pimp. You first, Alex. Tell them what you're doing now.
I have to pimp. I'm a barber. 729 Barber Shop, downtown Chicago, 30 North Michigan. It's hard to show it on the camera, but yeah, I'm a barber. I cut hair now. I also shave heads with the straight razor.
I was just going to ask you, can I trust you with a straight razor? Can I come in and get a shave from you?
I have never cut anybody. I never popped a balloon when I did that test.
Perfect.
I love the straight razor. It is my forte.
Awesome. Then we'll talk because I will be in for a shave. We're going to shoot it for content online, but I'm going to come in for a shave with you.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we can shoot it too.
You're on. Yeah, I mean,
you
come
too.
on.
We
You and I will come in together. There's a lot of shaving to be done.
There is nothing, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing as good as getting a shave with a straight razor.
It is that's why I went barber instead of cosmetology. I wanted to learn the straight razor.
Yeah.
And I have a whole thing where I could pull a curtain. I'll shave a back. Don't gotta tell me who's back, but I've shaved a back.
Wow. That's cool.
Just
you're good with that razor.
I'm not telling any names or anything. I won't say anything.
But you have
to
know how to
shave your back.
You have to promise when we come in for our shave that you will play the Sweeney Todd soundtrack in the background when we do.
I mean, if that's not going to make you panic, I'll do it.
No. I just play Pretty Women and we're good.
Okay.
We're all good. Perfect.
You guys will be meat pies. Don't worry.
Excellent. And Jim, do you have anything you want to pimp right now?
No, I don't want to pimp anything.
All right. That's fine. That is all good. I promise.
You know what?
That we would tell everybody what she's doing now.
I haven't really been shooting for a while.
Yeah.
Because I moved out to Roscoe and I moved around. And it just I never started doing it again. But I'm thinking about getting back to it. Maybe a little bit.
I hope so because I cannot wait to go shoot with you again.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Oh, I look forward to it. and it was always a good time. But I mean, that's why I love bringing you guys on and talking about this, because you know, it's like a book or a movie. It's like, you know, you make it once, but then we can continue to share on and on and on and on and on because the work is good. And
Maybe we'll
there's
do
still
a
people
demon
that haven't
barber
seen it yet. So
maybe we'll do a demon barber shoot.
Yeah.
That's
Those
I've
really
always
good.
wanted. I've always wanted to do one of those. I did one once. It was nice. It was a good shoot. Turned out okay.
I mean, low key, my barber shop is just a small 2-chair shop. We can do shoots in there. Wednesdays and Thursdays, it's just me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So that's something we should talk about.
Yeah, we have like chairs that are like 90 years old. Like we have very cool stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, look, for real, let's talk about it.
Well, we'll all have to reconvene and show everybody those photos later.
It was good to see you too, Ron.
Yeah, no, I just got to wrap up and move on. But thank you both ever so much. You know, Alexandra Roach, Jim Sorfleet, everybody. Give them a big round of applause in the chat.
Ron, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
I love you guys. You're so awesome, and I could do this for days, but I'm afraid we're going to bore people soon.
Right. And just I've been reading the chat as we've been.
Have you? What's going on? I mean, yeah.
And I just want to say
before you guys go, do we have questions in the chat? I don't want to forget about you guys. I get absorbed in the interview too. Do we have questions, Morgoth? Questions from the chat? Yes, she's right, Kat. Absolutely. Yeah.
I just want to say, love you too, Kat.
We all love Kat. Kat,
Yes.
I want to do another shoot with you too.
Kat's right back here.
There she is. There she is.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is a thing where you know, there's like someone like doing hands and nails while you're like barbering. So maybe like sawing off fingers while I'm like scalping somebody, just saying.
I like it.
Helping someone sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, we can talk about this. Yeah.
Yes. And then we just need to rig up one of those chairs so we can slide the body down into the basement.
Oh man, 7th floor.
Perfect.
It's a long fall.
It'll land with a
Through the travel agent, through the 2 lawyers, shrink, and then the floor.
Well, then clearly it has to be a clear tube.
This is getting very expensive now.
Well, you know, we'll need a budget. We'll take care of it.
Okay.
We'll just kickstart the whole thing. It'll be great. Come on.
Yeah, we do Kickstarter.
People donate to that for sure.
To a scalping.
Yes. If they showed up here tonight, they'd love to see that, wouldn't you guys? Let us know in the chat.
Ron is trying to get rid of me so hard. And
I'm not shoving you out the door. You can stay till the end of the show. I don't. Oh, we're about an hour 10. All right, yeah, because usually we run about an hour, just a little longer. So I'm just gonna. You guys stay with me here, then, and we're just gonna wrap out on the whole thing. Anything else in the chat? I know it's been laggy and weird tonight. So if we didn't get to your questions, you know, blame the tech people and not us. And I'll see if we can answer anything, you know, in the chat, like after the show is over. And don't be afraid to, you know, to message or anything if you really want to know something, or where to find the rest of the photos, or if you'd like to purchase a photo, I can, you know, send you Jim's way and he can, you know, do prints for people, right? Am I good with that, or should I not be telling people to come and bother you?
Tell people that. That's fine.
Don't bother Jim.
No, you can go ahead. Please, by all means, bother Jim.
There is an SNS-Photo page on the Evil Book of Face. Are you on there much? Do you check the messages there?
I get notifications, so yes, I check the messages.
Okay, good. So you can contact him through the SNS-Photo, SNS-Photo, and that page is on the Evil Book of Face.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
You can always get over it
in a print. And there's also SNSphoto.com too, correct?
Yes, but right now it's just a holding page.
All right, gotcha. Probably through social is the best way to get you if they Want
through
something?
through the evil book of faces, you say would be the
Well,
the best
it's
way to
earned
get a
that
hold of me.
reputation now, hasn't it?
Yes. That would be the best way to get a hold of me.
Perfect. All righty. Very good. Well, I'm going to wrap up. Do we have anything else in the chat from anyone?
Pretty much it.
All right. So we're going to wrap up. Thank you both so much. You guys are awesome. I can't wait to get a shave and shoot with you, Jim, or do both or all at the same time.
It'll be
Thank
fun.
you so much for being here. And
It's been fun. Thank you, Ron.
always, not quite as much fun as actually shooting with you, but it's been a good time and it's been nice to catch up with both of you. So thank you.
All right.
And everybody in the audience, thanks for showing up. And, we'll check the chat later and everything. You know how to get a hold of everybody. Go out and watch Nosferatu and celebrate its 100 years and, check out all of the photos. And may all your days and nights be dark, sticky fun.
Subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment.
They might have